Hello, and welcome back to Real Time, where we talk about the movies we like.
And the ones we do not.
She's Molly.
And he's Tyler.
And today, tomorrow, next week, whatever, we're going to be talking about all 5 Daniel Craig era James Bond movies.
Yes, we are.
So, we're going to be splitting this review into 2 episodes, 2 videos, because...
That's 5 movies.
5 movies.
Yeah, takes a while.
But it also fits because the first 2 movies we're going to be talking about, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, are, rookie Bond. Bond when he's not quite Bond yet. And then the next one we're going to be talking about Skyfall, Spectre, and No Time to Die. A fully formed James Bond. Now, I'd like to make a correction. In our video on the Mummy Trilogy, I accidentally said that Michelle Yeoh was in Turning Red. I'm not sure why I thought she was in Turning Red, but my bad.
That's okay. We all make mistakes.
And
it's alright. You're not perfect.
And I doubt Michelle Yeoh is going to ever watch these things. But if not, then... But if she does, then cool.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just believed you, so...
Yeah, it sounded right, but I was wrong. So, of course... James Bond, Casino Royale. The first in his...
Daniel Craig.
Yeah. Let me finish.
I'm helping you.
No, you're not. Casino Royale was first written by Ian Fleming. This was the first James Bond novel. Now, this wasn't necessarily an origin story for Bond. This is just his first book.
Okay.
And this isn't even the first time this book has been adapted. It's been adapted for TV, for this non-Eon Productions movie. Eon is, of course, the company that owns the rights to the James Bond IP.
All right.
But this is the first, legit adaptation of Casino Royale.
Okay.
Now, this, of course, stars Daniel Craig as James Bond, a man who has been Bond for 15 years.
Wow.
So yeah, he had a pretty long tenure as Bond, and I'm sad to see him go, but I'm looking forward to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
This movie also stars Eva Green as Vesper Lind, the Bond's love interest, and really equal in this movie. She gets her times to match wits with Bond, and she's really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Mads Mikkelsen as Le Chiffre, the bad guy of the movie, the Bond villain. Now this is the only Bond novel I've actually read. So, and I read it back in middle school, high school. It was a long time ago.
Mm.
So I'll get into the differences that I can remember. But if you guys want a more comprehensive look at the differences between this and the book, check out Cinefix's What's the Difference video on Casino Royale, the movie versus the book. They were quite a bit of help, actually. Judi Dench plays M. She had previously taken over this role back when Pierce Brosnan was Bond. She started back in GoldenEye, and she just kept going on until... We'll get to that. Jeffrey Wright plays Felix Leiter, Bond's CIA contact. Giancarlo Gianni plays Rene Mathis, an ally of Bond who he thinks betrayed him, but not really. And Jesper Christensen plays Mr. White, a character who, well, he means more in hindsight, but he goes on to get a bigger role as these movies go on. Lastly, I'd like to point out Sebastian Foucan as Malaka. He was a pretty minor character in this movie, but he's the one who is known for creating free running, basically, kind of like parkour or whatever. I'm not sure, but he choreographed the really cool free-running parkour chase scene between him and Bond in Madagascar in this movie.
That's very interesting. Really cool.
Yeah. So, the book, Casino Royale versus the movie. Now, of course, there's going to be differences when you're adapting a book to the screen.
Yeah.
Some things are just bound to be different because the book was written during the Cold War. This movie was released during the height of the War on Terror. So cultural differences and stuff, that's just going to be natural. Okay? For instance, in the novel, there was more of a focus on, the Soviet Union, the Russians, as the bad guys. Here, terrorism, post 9/11 world, all that stuff. Also, in the book, they didn't play poker; they played baccarat.
I don't know what that is.
It's another sort of card game. Ask Oscar about it.
Okay.
But yeah, obviously in the mid 2000s, Texas Hold'em was a more popular card game that most people are going to get. So it makes sense to replace the baccarat with that.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's not like they're playing Uno or anything around here.
I could win at Uno.
Although if they were playing Uno, I'm sure a lot more people would understand it.
Yeah, I would gamble with Uno.
You'd still lose.
I'm great at Uno.
Yes, but you suck at gambling.
No.
I've seen you at the casino.
I've never played cards at a casino.
Yeah, you never play cards, but you still suck at gambling.
Whatever.
Anyways. So, there's a lot of, I want to say a lot of controversy, but it really was over like a non-issue thing when Craig was cast as Bond in this movie because he was blonde. Bless you.
Sorry.
Yeah, for some reason...
James Bond.
Yeah, for some reason people got really pissy about that. I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, but from the way he's been Bond for 15 years.
Yeah.
People learned, that don't matter, which it really don't.
Nope.
There was that, and Craig may have been. I may be misremembering things, but I think he was actually the first Bond actor who was British, as opposed to the others who were either Scottish, like Sean Connery, Irish, like Pierce Brosnan, Welsh, like Timothy Dalton, or not George Lazenby, Roger Moore, or Australian, like George Lazenby. So there's that. But funny thing is, after Connery was cast, the author Ian Fleming in later books that he wrote after Connery's first Bond movie, Dr. No, he changed Bond's ancestry to make him Scottish. Which this Bond is Scottish. We'll see in Skyfall, but we're not there yet. So, what did you think of Casino Royale?
Well, what I'll probably say to all these movies is it was okay. James Bond isn't really my thing. I will probably never watch James Bond movies again until you make me. Yeah, whenever we
inevitably do the Connery era, the George Lazenby era, which is only one movie for Lazenby, the Timothy Dalton era, which is only 2 movies, or the Roger Moore or Pierce Brosnan eras, which we're eventually going to do. It's just I own these movies on 4K, so that's why I'm starting with these ones first.
Yeah, and these aren't my type of movies. I wanted to play Kirby, and you wouldn't let me, so I had to sit and watch these movies.
Well, it's kind of important that we both, watch these movies.
I know, I understand, and I recognize that a lot of people like these movies. These are good movies. But it's just not my thing.
No, I'm saying, it's important that we both watch them for the video.
Well, yeah, and I'm saying on the video, I'd rather be watching something else.
Oh.
I'm sorry. You knew this.
Anyways, before I get more sexist. So what did you like about this movie, though?
Some of the action scenes are pretty cool. I don't remember this one as well. as the others. It was the first one I watched, so it's a little fuzzy. But I mean, the gambling is very intense. The stakes are really high.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you do get a good feel that, you know, this is a really important gambling, and yeah.
What I like about Casino more than the other movies. This isn't my favorite in Craig's Bond movies. We're gonna rank them when we get to the end. But what I like most about this one is every time I watch it, it's like I'm watching it for the first time. I don't know why that is. It's just the one that seems the most new, even though I've seen this one maybe more than all the other ones.
So is this one your favorite?
I just said it's not.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You know, you're a very, very silly person.
I know.
But I love you.
I love you too. Anyways.
So, I don't think we need to be saying who our favorite characters are. We'll just save that for the end when we just do a whole
we'll do
comprehensive.
It like that.
But do you have anything else to say about Casino?
I will say that the parkour scene, the free running scene, was really fun, and I didn't know that the guy was an actual founder of like free running. That's pretty cool.
The guy who made it is the guy in there doing the thing.
Yeah, that was really cool. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool movie.
And pretty nice to see Bond's origin in this.
Yeah.
Which, you know, pretty cool.
Yeah.
We get to see how he became the cold bastard that he later becomes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and how he learns to utterly disregard every woman ever.
Yeah.
My mom's a fan of Sean Connery. I'm not sure if she likes the Connery Bond movies, but you know, whatever. And at one point in high school or whatever, I pointed out how Connery Bond is a little rapey, and my mom just said, "No, he's distinguished." And what does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
All right, so next we have Quantum of Solace.
Yes. Just sat there. Sorry.
So, Quantum of Solace. Honestly, this is probably the Bond movie in Craig's era that I've seen the least. Like the last time I watched it was when it came out, back in 2008.
From what I've noticed watching all of these, I feel like this one is the more forgettable one of the whole shebang.
Well, this one is basically an epilogue to Casino.
Okay.
More or less.
Yeah.
You know, it takes place like right after Bond kneecaps Mr. White and says, "The name's Bond, James Bond." And you know, because he puts him in his trunk and then takes off, and then we have quantum agents coming after him. Oh yeah, there's a we actually didn't do the synopsis for Casino Royale. I'm gonna do that real quick.
That's your bad.
So basically, Bond is entered in a high-stakes poker game in order to catch this financier of terrorists. And, you know, the financier of terrorists, Le Chiffre, who owes millions to these terrorist organizations because he had a plan to, fudge the stock markets with, like, planes and stuff. Because, you know, post 9/11 world, all that. Bond foiled his plan. So now he's entering a high-stakes poker game at someplace where they do poker. I forgot where. Anyways. And basically Bond has to win this, or else the British government will have directly finance terrorism. Anyway, so Quantum of Solace takes place right after that. Bond is trying to take revenge on the people who are responsible for Vesper's death. Oh yeah, spoiler alert, Vesper died in the last one.
Yeah, we didn't get to that, but it's okay.
We didn't get to that. Anyways, so and he learned that she promised the winnings to Quantum because they were holding her boyfriend hostage. But then we find out in this one that her boyfriend don't care. He's with some other girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Bond is after revenge for in this one. In this one, he has to learn to take it slow. Don't kill everyone you see.
Yeah.
Now, this one stars Olga Kurylenko as Camille, not really the love interest, just an ally of Bond in this movie.
They probably have sex though. Did they?
No, they didn't.
Oh. I've noticed, like, with every woman in a James Bond movie, there's either huge sexual tension or just sex.
Yeah, that's pretty much every Bond movie.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much every single Bond movie, if there's a woman in it, Bond will
just
screw
for
her.
Sex, yeah.
Like, in Goldfinger, he turns a lesbian named Pussy Galore to liking men.
Mm.
Yeah. Her name is Pussy Galore. Like,
I don't know about that.
There's that. There's Plenty O'Toole. Her name's Plenty. When she tells him that, he says, "Well, of course you are."
Mm.
There's Holly Goodhead.
Oh my.
There's
yeah, I can see that's just a little problematic, but oh well.
Anyways,
sorry.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay, so Camille is a Bond girl in the sense that she's a woman in a James Bond movie, but she's not a Bond girl in the fact that she and Bond don't have sex. Okay, there's like there's tension between them because of a misunderstanding earlier in the movie, but they don't hook up. Bond saves that for a woman named Strawberry Fields.
Oh yeah.
Played by Gemma Arterton.
Yeah.
And funny enough, she gets the Goldfinger treatment, but with oil. I'm not spoiling anything. She's on screen for like 3 scenes.
Yeah.
4 if you count the one where she's dead. Anyway, so Camille is looking for revenge as well. Funny how these things work. On General Medrano for he killed her entire family and raped her mom and sister. Yeah, so she's in bed literally and metaphorically with Dominic Green, played by Matthew Amalric. I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that name. He is French. French. Judi Dench, of course, returns as M, which I shouldn't have to say, but I am. As well as Giancarlo Giannini as Mathis. Don't worry, though, he dies in this movie, so he's not coming back. Jeffrey Wright, again, returns as Felix Leiter. And I actually didn't realize this until I watched this movie again. This movie had David Harbour in it.
Oh, yeah.
As Leiter's CIA boss. That was neat. Jesper Christensen returns as Mr. White. Rory Kinnear makes his first appearance as Bill Tanner. M's... I'm not really sure what he is to M. Sort of like a right-hand man, secretary, something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really for sure.
Joaquin Cosio also features as General Medrano, who Camille is after for said thing that he did. Which, I mean, this channel isn't monetized anyway, so I don't really need to censor myself. But yeah, he does some not very nice things to her family. So, Quantum of Solace. I actually remembered what was happening in this movie this time.
Yeah.
But then again, the last time I watched this movie was 15 years ago. 15, 14.
Long time ago.
Yeah, and I was incredibly bored by it last time I watched it. So there's that. But now, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's worse things you could be doing with your time, like cleaning up cat litter or watching Morbius. There's worse things that you could be doing, like those.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'd rather clean up cat litter than Morbius, though.
I'd rather be playing Kirby, but you said I had to watch the movie. Sorry.
Anyways, so what can we say about Quantum? What did you think of it?
It was okay, I guess. You know, as I mentioned earlier, not really my thing. I guess it was nice to see the girl get her revenge.
Yeah, because like, at no point does Bond try to talk her out of it. Like, maybe if you kill him, it won't feel as good. No, none of that. Bond's just like, oh, you want to kill the guy for doing that to your family? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like, no hesitation. She's like, all right, I'm on my own mission for revenge too. So this would be pretty hypocritical if I told you not to do it.
Yeah, it's good to see that she gets revenge.
She shoots this guy in the freaking head.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, dude is down.
Yeah.
And now this movie will this will make more sense when we get to the movie Spectre, but I'll get to it there. Do you have anything else to say about Quantum? Do you have anything else to say?
Not really. Like I said, this one I think is the more forgettable one.
You'd be correct.
So yeah, I honestly don't have very much to say about it at all.
Yeah, this is definitely the weak link in the Craig era, but still watching it again, it's not as bad as I remember. I kind of liked it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's worse things you could be doing with your time, but there's also better. Like every other
Kirby. Wait.
Like every other movie in this era. What is it? Get off the Kirby thing.
I'm just real mad. No, it's okay. I will not mention Kirby again.
If you mention Kirby again, I'm pushing you outside into the snow.
Okay.
It snowed for us last night, and I hate it.
I love it.
Then you shall love getting pushed into the snow.
All right.
So that will do it for our
Quantum of Solace.
Our Quantum of Solace portion of this retrospective. And honestly, as far as Rookie Bond goes, these two movies are a pretty good place to start.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, if we're being completely honest, that was redundant what I just said, but
it's okay.
This really is more just like an epilogue to Casino Royale. There's not a whole lot in this movie that really carries on, except for some things here and there, but most of those things were already set up in Casino, so
Yeah.
But that will have to do it for us. So we'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.